paying bank accounts. Louis V say my name, we ain't worth the same amount. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Lord. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Oh. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Better find a mop and get sticky in this bitch. Hey, better find a mop and getting sticky in this bitch. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Oh my God. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh my God. All right. We in. Welcome to the Man Lucrative Podcast. I'm the host, one only. Make me know 7 in the building. What's up? What up, baby? I gotta shout everybody out that's being rocking with me on TikTok. Listen, I be telling everybody over and over, yo, you gotta tap in with the Patreon. You gotta tap in with something. But guess what? I just finished the pre-show. So the whole pre-show was Tyler the Creator. Hold on, wait. We gotta pay the bills. This episode is brought to you by Safe Tire Auto in Tucker, Georgia. Listen, if you need some tires, you need a tune-up, you need rotation, you need anything to do with your car to keep it on the road. You want to keep driving? Go to Safe Tire in Tucker, Georgia. Tell them Mike sent you from the Man Lucrative Podcast. They're gonna hook you up. They'll hook you up. All right. Let's see. Let me go shout everybody out that's been rocking with me. Jose Cortez, what up? Carlos, what up? Is that Hub Too Heavy? What up? Anniversary, what up? Hey Doris, what up? Justine, what's up? Thank you for rocking me earlier. Nathan, what's up? Susie, what up? Zane, what up? Didi, what up? JQX, I didn't even know JQX was in the building. What up? I told you every time I see somebody that I know, it's like family. Y'all like family. Y'all are really like family. I want to let y'all know up front. Make sure, I don't care what platform you're on right now, make sure you go follow the Mad Lucrative Network, the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. All right? Make sure you follow the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube, especially for everybody that's watching me on Instagram, because Instagram is going to time me out in about an hour. All right? Instagram is going to time me out in about an hour, so make sure you go follow the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. I'm going to be live. I'm going to be talking to you, dog. I'm going to be doing... I am going, period, to be talking. Dookie, what up? Zane, what up? The L come along, what's up, girl? Slicker Oil, what up? TJH02888. What up? Godman, what up? D Bizzle, what up? The Thriller, what up? Oh, I be forgetting. I'm everywhere. I gotta go to YouTube and I gotta go to Facebook. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. My YouTube chat. Let me see who over here on YouTube right here with me. What up, baby? What up? All right. Big Andrew, what up? That's all I see. It's cool. So hopefully everybody's week was great. Oh yeah, happy Halloween. Ooh, the ghouls and goblins. I gotta do something lame for Halloween every time. So last Halloween, did I dress up? One of these shows I dressed up for Halloween. I just stopped. I'm sorry. The 40-year-old in me just stopped. Like now I have kids, so I'm gonna dress up a little bit later with the family. But I don't dress up like that. I'm sorry. Hello, LA Jackson. I miss you, big dog. Where you been at, man? LA Jackson, where you been at? I ain't seen. So it is partly my fault. So, let me go ahead and start by saying this too. Monday night was low-key like a somber, sad night, but I still brought the energy, But Monday night was kind of a sad, somber energy because I told everybody I was going to stop doing music reviews, right? Which that was not a lie. I am going to stop doing music reviews, but not all the way. So I kind of bent the truth a little bit. What I'm going to be doing now on Monday nights, I'm actually going to be showcasing independent artists one-on-one. So I'm going to be camming up with like certain artists. Some of them might be major, some of them might be some big independents, some of them might be little independents. Just people that I connect with, people that I really vibe with. So Monday nights is going to be filled with that. So make sure you tap in with me on Monday nights. Also I got to do all my prerequisites up front, and I'm gonna let y'all know up front. Today's show we're gonna be covering a lot of the differences between Trump and Kamala. So if you're sensitive, you might not. This might not be the show for you. But when I say compare and contrast, I believe in getting everybody all of the information, and you just decide on your own, right? I believe in getting everybody all the information, and you decide on your own. I don't believe in trying to. I can't shadow ban. My platform ain't big enough. But shadow banning certain candidates so his stuff can't be seen technically. It still gets seen, and it still gets seen if people watch it all the way through. So the retention rate is ridiculous. But anyway, we're gonna get there when we get there. But I'm just letting y'all know. Make sure you follow the Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. That's where this live is currently. So if you want to hear the better audio, you want to see all of the videos that I'm gonna have up on the screen because I'm gonna be reviewing certain things with the policies. I'll say it like that. I'm gonna be reviewing certain things with policy on the screen. So if y'all want to do all of that, go over to YouTube, Mad Lucrative Network. Um, but where did I want to start? Today has been a different day. It's been a cool week. I'm noticing that a lot of randomness is going on, and I like to get all of my pop culture stuff out the way up front. So I saw this video of Kalina from Dirty Money talking about Cassie, and she talked about Puff. And to me, is a little bit nasty. Everybody on Instagram, y'all gonna see the video. Everybody on YouTube, y'all gonna see the video too. But I just did not. I don't think I appreciated her candidness. Just because so I know once we start getting into the political talk, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, you act like you're going towards the Trump side. I mean, you act like so I get that might be the thing that we say later on, but that's not my motive. My motive is to definitely stand with women. I definitely aim to protect women. I got a mom. I got two daughters. I got a wife. Right. So I don't believe in doing anything that will cause them hurt, harm, or danger. But I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to see this. This is a little bit nasty work. This is nasty work, yo. And I was like, yo, what in the world? All right. Hold on. Where's she at? My bad, y'all. Give me a second. I gotta share the screen. I gotta share the screen. Mm. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, there we go. There we go. Everybody on YouTube. What up? Everybody on YouTube. What it do? What it do? All right, here we go. Thank God for technology. So this is what it reads. It says Kalina Hopper of Diddy's Dirty Money claims Cassie was the drug addict who gave everyone lap dances. She was a drug addict who gave everybody. No, so this is already problematic. Y'all know how pop media works, and I'm gonna talk to all of my black podcasters and outlets. I don't like how y'all like to do things. I don't like it, but we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Listen to this. Look at this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. Uh, Now she can still sing, so I'm gonna give her a clap for that singing. She still can sing. So this is my issue though. I have a few issues with what Kalina said from Dirty Money. Everybody, welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But my first issue is this: how are you gonna say that Cassie was a drug addict that liked to give everybody lap dances, but then you double back and you say I saw her grow up as a little girl? Make it make sense. That's nasty. So that tells me that you automatically, I don't know if she realized what she just did, but you just helped all of the lawyers that's planning on going against Puff. You just helped all of their case. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. You just helped all of their case because how can you say again? Y'all just saw the video. How can Kalina say Cassie was a drug addict who liked to give everybody lap dances, but I saw her grow up? That it don't make sense. That's like saying, y'all already know. I don't know how YouTube works just yet, so I ain't gonna go in too deep. Pause, pause, big pause. But no, I don't like how they just allow a lot of people to have a voice. I feel like certain people have to have. You got to have the handlers for certain people. Unfortunately, certain people have to be managed in such a way where they're not saying something that's just unknowingly toxic. I like to say that. I think a lot of people have to get out of the space of saying things that's unknowingly toxic. Unknowingly. Now, this is the thing. I do believe, and that was part of my issue when the whole Puff stuff came out. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. What up, Big Trey? What up, Big Trey? What up? We got a new shot. We got a new shot. Socialite in the city. What's up? Derek, what up? So this is my thing. When the Cassie stuff first came out, because I was one of the people that worked with Puff, right? Long time ago, but not in the baby oil type of way, not in the party type of way, not in the type of way, not that type of way. Producing music, right? So for me, I automatically could identify with the things that people were saying about him because I would see all aspects of a person, right? And I every time I get in the Puff conversation, I be like this. Listen, right? Let's go take a lap. But no, what I look at it like this: when it comes to anybody like Puff, Jay, unfortunately, I have to add 50. I love 52. But anybody that gets in the highest position of power, when they move from artist to mogul, there are going to be a million people that don't like that person. Off the rip, it's gonna be a million people that just don't rock with you. I don't rock with you because I don't like how you said that. And guess what? As the boss, a lot of the times you got the 86 somebody. That's what me and my homeboy would say back in the day. But 86 is just do away with the person altogether. Like you ain't working with me. You're not doing nothing with me. You go do you over there, and I'm gonna go do this over here. Right? As a boss, that comes up a lot. So I don't expect everybody to say they like Puff. And even this, watch this. I'll even go this far. And I'm a musician, so don't get it twisted. But I'll even go this far. Everybody that said that Puff owed them money for their publishing, and yo, man, he got over on me, and he got over, he's a bad deal. I mean, this is what I would like to ask all of those people. If Puff got over on you from your deal structure, and you said, well, I was naive. Guess what? A lot of artists go back a third, fourth, fifth, and second time. Third, fourth, fifth, second. I just mixed all the numbers up. But a lot of artists go back and do another deal and get more money versus invest in themselves, maybe start another business, get an LLC, even start a label and do your own thing, find your own artists. A lot of artists just stop. They stop at the point of, I'm going to collect the check, and I'm going to collect it from you, and I'm going to say, thank you so much for letting me get this big old dookie chain. Let me get the Cuban link. Thank you for letting me get the Cuban link, Puff. A lot of people did this, right? So my initial response to the Cassie thing was, okay, I need to see evidence. Because I don't believe in counseling anybody until we see evidence. When we see evidence, then I'm like, ah, get this guy out of here. He been doing too much. Stone him, right? That's what my other option was after we all saw the game tape. We all saw the game tape, but this is the thing. This is another thing. What's up, Isabel? What's up, King Caesar? What up? What up? This is another thing. Everybody had the whole Puff, and I'm not going to spend this whole podcast talking about Puff, so everybody on YouTube, rock with me for a second. We are going to get to politics in just a little bit. I promise you. But anyway, when it came to the things that we celebrate in our culture, what Puff did, we celebrated it. When he went out and fought the football coach, he fought his son's football coach. Well, we all say, oh, he's crazy, boy, it's crazy. When we all heard the idea, it was the idea of him throwing somebody off of the balcony. I can't remember who it was. Was it Wale? I think they were talking about him throwing Wale off the balcony. They're like, yo, he was about to throw Wale off the balcony like red. And everybody laughed. And we laughed, right? What made y'all think that any of those things were lies? That's what I want to ask. What made y'all think any of this stuff was lies? It wasn't a lie. And we can clearly see it. We clearly see it. You say, did you see that Dwayne Wade statue though? Yo, do I look like the Dwayne Wade statue? Yo. Oh, Jesus. Thank you. I don't think I look like, everybody on TikTok, do I look like the Dwayne Wade statue? I don't look like the Dwayne Wade statue. Get a life, man. Get a life. I might though. I might just a little bit. All right. Before we get to the politics, let me go to this right quick because I did want to cover this song, the national anthem, cause she did what? Butcher it. So I'm gonna look up the artist. Actually, I don't even really want to look up the artist's name, because I don't want her to get credited for doing a bad job. But guess what? We are already here. We're already here, and let me get this up. Everybody on YouTube.
Attention retirees.
No.
We're
not willing to do nothing with you.
Computer from 9 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. on most weekdays.
I need to start paying for YouTube. There it is. That was my sign right there. Start paying for YouTube. I probably still won't do it though. All right, Luminous. That's the girl's name. The girl's name is Luminous. All right, I want y'all to hear something. And this right here is why I be saying, yo, the kids don't need to come in the building. Some kids just need to stay outside and play for a little bit. They need to stay outside and play for a little bit. But look at this. This is the artist. The artist's name is Luminous. Even with that. All right, we're going to get to it. Listen to this. Let's do it. I'm sure y'all done heard it, but y'all know how I am.
What's so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets how about that?
See? Nope. Jesus. Save this girl, Lord Jesus. Save her. Big Jesus, where your hands at? Big Jesus need to put his baby hand down and say, here you go. All right, I'm gonna let her rock.
Can I go back, please?
Can I go back? Girl, this is a live broadcast. This is a live broadcast. No, you can't go back. Where you? All right. He said we're live. He said we're live.
I got too nervous. Need to roll through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say disaster.
Change keys. She changed keys. She changed keys. Look at this lady. Look at the lady's face. Look at this lady's face right here. The look of disgust. Susan, I know, girl. Who got this girl to come sing this national anthem? She ain't it, girl. She is not ain't it. She is not ain't it. I literally.
Hey, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Chocolate Hercules. All together, man. Whoo, sweet Jesus. Save your children, my Lord. Swing down, sweet chariot. So look, this is my thing. Woo, that was so bad. That was ugly. Okay. Luminous, girl. Now, girl. Come here. Come close. Not too close because I'm not plugged. But I'm sorry. I saw it sitting right there and I had to grab it. I said, I'm going to grab it. So, Luminous, girl, I want you to go get some vocal lessons. First off, get some vocal lessons. If you need some, come holler at me. My Instagram is MAGNEDO. MAGNEDO, number 7 at the end. Number 7 at the end. All right. So you need a vocal lesson, my girl. You need a vocal lesson. And listen, I'm not picking on nobody, but I think this is what's happened so far. I think music business and entertainment business has come to an all-time low. Everybody is swimming in the skunks. Poop and piss every day. Everybody is just ingesting all of this toxic, I want to say masculinity. Yo, Jermaine, I'm having too much fun though. But everybody's ingesting all of this social toxicity. Why we can't make that? I want to make that a word. Can we make that a word? I want to make that my new word, social toxicity. I like it. So this is my thing. Everybody thinks that they can get in any studio, put some nails on for my female. Judge free, huh? No hate. But a lot of people think they can just get into somebody's studio. They got the outfit on. They're going to go in there. They got a little bit of auto-tune. So everybody feels like they can do what we do. You can't do it. Well, you could do it, but you just got to practice. But this is the thing. Before you take a gig like a presidential debate or any type of debate or you're on C-SPAN, you're on national TV. It's nationally syndicated. Anytime you take a gig like that, you better know what you're doing. Don't get up there all lollygagging and don't do that. Don't do that. Because when you do that, I do this. And I do what I do very well. But girl, no, that was not it. So Luminous, please go get a vocal coach. Learn some etiquette. Get somebody to style you when you go do another event like that. Unfortunately, I do feel like, although on one side of social media, I love it. One side of social media kind of evens the playing field where people can now build their own platforms. They can be seen. They can get all of the people to come over there and start patronizing their businesses. And you can sell this product. And you can get this brand to work with you. Social media has allowed that to happen. but I think it also has allowed all of the mediocre people that's not really good at music come into the space and be like, hey, I'm gonna come over here and look, hey, I got a bass guitar and I'm gonna play the bass. And then everybody like me that's been doing this since 95, y'all better not judge my age, but everybody like me that's been doing this since 95 are gonna look at you like, okay, so you can't really play? And then they start playing and acting like they're playing. And I'm like, okay, you're playing us. What you're playing is you're playing us. Big Country, what up, big dog? Big Country say I'm 47. What up, what up, what up? You got my message when you get in, you got my message when you get in church. I don't know what you're talking about. Send me a DM though. I'm gonna read it since you're in my chat right now. When I get off live, I am gonna read it. What up, Carl? Charles, what up? Big Trey Kelly, hey. Everybody on YouTube, hey, listen, if you are now watching me on Instagram, I'm gonna let y'all know again. If you're now watching me on Instagram, please go over to YouTube and watch the show on YouTube. Because Instagram is gonna time me out. They're gonna time me out. Yo, whatever happened to Designer? I just thought about that. What happened to Designer? When he did the Timmy. Designer, I'm sorry, dog. What happened? What happened? He did a Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner. It's a big Turner. I love you, Designer. Say I need that riding beat. Okay, Big Country. All right. Holla at me. I got you. All right, so it's time to get to the business. I've been trying to brace the hit. Trey, you already know. Before I brace the hit, let me shout some more people out. I gotta lighten up. The room about to be heavy. I'm gonna let y'all know off the rip. The room about to be heavy. By step what's up to Social Light the City, what up? Derek Christopher, what up? Trey Kelly, what up? Coco Humilian? What up? Trey said that's funny as AF. Yep, it was. Hey, I effed up. No, you did. You effed up when you took the gig. You effed up in the very beginning of the whole process. That F up happened way before that night. The F up happened way before that night. But anyway, DJ Malcolm, excellent. What up? Self-wise guy. What up? Jermaine the Realtor. What up? Derar. What is DIR? Darmino. What up? Okay. All right. So, as we all know, we're getting down to the nitty gritty when it comes to this election season. And I've been covering everything as much as possible, especially when it comes to policies, because this is my thing. And I've been telling everybody the same thing over and over and over and over. Although I do stand with the people, because I am black, I do identify as black. Most of the time I identify as black. Today, I identify as an African-American white woman that identifies as a white man. With good credit. That's what I identify as. Okay. Stop playing. All right, so anyway, we going to get to it. DJ, what up? No, Blacksmith Sundays, what up? Harlem Zay, what up? So in us getting down to the nitty gritty, I think we're a few days, was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're about 5 days away from the actual election where we're voting. And shouts out to all the people that's done all the early votes. Y'all have been rocking, and I really enjoy that. Thank y'all for not waiting and being some bums. Yo, and whoever burning up the ballot boxes, y'all need y'all a whoop. Who thinks I'm gonna burn the ballot box? That is just the most lamest thing in the world. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with your life, huh? I gotta turn to juvenile. You ain't got nothing to do with your life, huh? You out here burning ballot boxes, huh? Y'all need to do something else. Listen, everybody, you can see me in this camera right here. If you out there, you about to burn the ballot box. I need you to go back to your house. I need you to eat some Lucky Charms and just sit down. Go ahead and eat some of that, that red 40. Go eat some of that red 40. Out here destroying ballots. People done work for them votes. All right, so first off, I saw that shouts out to Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, shouts out to you. And shouts out to Joe Rogan, the G, you know what I mean? Both of these podcasts interview both of the candidates that we are now having to vote for. I don't know that I am pleased with either of our candidates. Can I say that? I can't say that. I don't know if I'm completely pleased with both of the candidates. And now people say the lesser of two evils, but like, is it? Is it a lesser or is it just evils? Is it an evil debauchery? But I wanted to pull out some points. I know I ain't even been looking at my Facebook chat. Yo, everybody on Facebook, I'm sorry. I might start canceling y'all Facebook chat because y'all be doing some other stuff every now and then. So I might be canceling y'all out. But anyway, I wanted to go through the interviews just a little bit. Go through the interviews and again, put all of this stuff in front of y'all so you can make an informed decision on who you vote for. Right? I believe in that. I don't believe in just feeding you one thing like a lot of my black churches do. They feed you one thing over and over and over and over. I'm going to feed you this because you need to vote for this. If you don't do this, then you're not black. If you don't do this, like I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in that. I believe in everybody having all of the information, not just the stuff that people feed you, but the full story. All right, so I'm going to cover a little bit of Kamala's interview on Club Shay Shay, and then I'm going to cover a little bit of Trump's interview on Joe Rogan. And we're going to talk. Let's talk. How about that? So if you're not watching me, especially for my TikTok people, if you're not watching me on YouTube, go to the Mad Lucrative Network. Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. Mad Lucrative Network on YouTube. And you'll see me there. I'm live. And you'll be able to see the video. That's why I want y'all to go over there. You'll be able to see the video of me, of what I'm covering. All right. So, who I want to start with? Ladies first. We'll start with ladies first. We'll go to Ms. Kamala Harris. All right. Let's see. Got the chat pulled up. And again, y'all are my co-host. So I want to talk to y'all. So y'all let me know. I hope my mama don't come to the chat today. You might be disappointed, mama. No, mama. Okay, here we go. And something else I wanted to say this before we actually start with this. Let me pull my screen back up. Before we start on the videos, I did want to say this. I think that how do we get so divisive when it comes to just points of view? How do we get so divisive with just points of view? Because I think there are a lot of white people that I rock with. It's a lot of Asians that I rock with. It's a lot of mad Dominicans that I rock with, right? And what I'm noticing is each candidate kind of panders to certain people, and then they use certain talking points. To drive the idea home. When I say that, I mean how Shannon might bring up something about Trump, and then Kamala might say, "Yeah, well, he believed in Hitler." Like, did he say that? Or who came up with this analysis? That's what I'm saying. Who came up with the analysis and said, "Oh, he's Hitler. He trying to do it like this slave." So that's what I mean. Like, I don't believe in identity politics. Unfortunately, I am not a believer in identity politics. So if you want me to vote for you, you want me to show me your policy, show me that you're able to withhold yourself or withstand some pressure. If the real pressure gets put on you, even an interview is just an interview. This is talking. This ain't even a. It's nothing really. It's just an interview. So how can you could tell that they sent all of her questions to Shannon Sharp before she even touched the door. You could tell that they were like, don't ask her this, don't ask her this. Yep, you can't ask her this. And if you ask her this, then we're going to be calling the show real quick. Then the fact that she only did an hour. Most of all of Shannon Sharp ain't no different than Joe Rogan. Both of them be doing about 2 hours per episode. 2 minimum. I think the one that he did with Dave Chappelle was like a 3 or 4 hour interview. And I'm talking about Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan. So, and it's another thing. I don't think people really understand who Joe Rogan is. I think people think that Joe Rogan is just this racist white guy. He's not. Joe Rogan is a comedian and an MMA fighter and a very smart guy. So, yeah. So here we go. We gonna start with Kamala first, though. We're gonna start with her first. Ladies first. This is part of her conversation when it comes to tariffs and the economy. Just hear it.
So
let's get into things that will change what will happen if you were to become president, say in the next 12 to 13 days. Polls suggest that voters trust President Trump, former President Trump, more on the economy. What can you tell the voters, our viewing audience, our listening audience, that if you were to become president, while Madam VP Kamala Harris will be much better on the economy than what President Trump was?
Well, so I'm really glad you brought that up, Shannon. So first of all, let's clear up certain myths.
Okay.
You know those checks that went out?
Yes. Those stimmies?
Right. Right.
Stimulus check.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. Yeah.
You got to be stimulus, but they call them stimmies. Okay.
The reason those came about is because there was a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives and Congress.
Mm-hmm.
People like Maxine Waters, people like Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yes.
Who did the work of pushing to say, people need help right now and we need to send out checks. There was a whole lot of opposition to it, including from Donald Trump's White House.
Yes, even him. I think he was resistant to it at first.
Yes. That's why those checks, remember, Congress holds the purse.
Yes.
So really, Congress wrote those checks, but then Donald Trump, unlike any president before or after, decided he put his name on those checks.
So therefore, people
thought Donald Trump
ain't gonna fly. Hey, if I were in the office, I'd probably put my name on. Magneto 7 gave you this check, cuz. Come over here. Show love, show respect, cuz. I get why the Don did it. I get why he did it, but all right, anyway.
Gave me that check. And so let's clear that up first and foremost,
okay.
But let's also deal with where he was in terms of his policies on the economy. He gave the biggest tax cut.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
What
No, we're not. I don't want you to tell me. I don't want you to tell me nothing about all ads at all. All right, here we go. Sorry, Shannon. I couldn't pay you for that one. My bad. All right, here we go.
Tax cuts for billionaires and the biggest corporations.
So, all right. So this is one thing I want to talk about first. So, when everybody has been when it's been going back and forth about giving tax cuts to the billionaires and the corporations and all this stuff, right? This is just providing you with another option, another way to think about it, right? If you are the person that has a business that services, let's say 20,000 people. Let's say you have a business that services 20,000 people. Now the G, which is the government, they go out and they say, well, we're going to raise inflation and we got to make all of your goods and services, we got to mark it up, right? We're marking it up because they're going to say now, which I do agree with some of that, but we're going to mark it up because we had to give all y'all this money out during the pandemic. so we can keep the economy afloat. Because if y'all stop spending in the economy, then therefore we stop. We don't survive. An economy has to have people that's spending money into it, and then people that's taking money and then investing into it, and it's a circle, right? You got to have some money coming in and out. So I get why they gave us money during the about to say recession, but during the pandemic. I get why they gave us money during the pandemic, but this is the other thing. I don't believe in dwelling in the past. If something was effed up then, okay, cool. This is where we are now. This is an idea that we tried to implement. And it might not be working that good because people broke, people can't afford food, people can't afford gas. So therefore, we got to inflate this joint a little bit more. That means more people can't buy houses. That means rent might be a little bit more. That means everything is going to be more expensive, right? So I agree with what she's saying with that. But this, I'm going to let her talk.
Incredible deficit. He tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which we also call Obamacare.
All right, let me let y'all know something about that too. Because the good thing is when y'all have both sides of this thing. Y'all have the guy that was a 9-to-5 worker, and you have the super entrepreneur guy. I've lived in both worlds, right? As an entrepreneur, did the Affordable Care Act help me? As an entrepreneur with the family, right there. As an entrepreneur with the family hitting a certain tax bracket, did the Affordable Care Act help me? No, it did not. It was more of a burden. It was more of a burden. If I couldn't afford the Affordable Care Act before you gave the care, if I couldn't afford it before, how you think I'm afford it now? You didn't change nothing. The only thing you did is you made it a law. You implemented it where all of the super broke people, the people that's living off of $20,000 a year, those people, the people that's living off $20,000 for a year, those people are the ones that get the real benefit. But the people that's actually doing work and is making a decent amount of money, those people are the ones that get penalized for not having the stuff. So I'm going to eliminate that idea. The Affordable Care Act is not affordable. That joint is not affordable. So secondly, I'll go to my 9-to-5. With the 9-to-5, I would hear all of the older guys say, well, look, before the Affordable Care Act, insurance, the amount of insurance and how much they tax your check was way less before the Affordable Care Act came. Way less. So how is it super affordable for the average middle class family if the people that's considered middle class is working the 9-to-5s, is working the 8 to 9, the 8 to 5, 7 to 3, all of those people, if they can't afford it, then your Affordable Care Act is not affordable. Period. Your Affordable Care Act is not affordable. So I would like this, and this is where I think I start to go. I lean a little bit more towards the Trump side because he like, yo, I'm gonna do away with the Affordable Care Act. If I do away with it, and this is how I read it. I could be wrong. Anybody in the chat, y'all go ahead and fix me. Go ahead. I'm always open for criticism. I'm always open for it. But this is how I read it. If he said I'm gonna do away with the Affordable Care Act, that means I'm not gonna implement it in law that you have to pay into a system that don't benefit you. I'm not gonna penalize you for not being able to afford that, because you might be able to go out and get something privately that's way cheaper that's not on the healthcare marketplace. Again, I didn't benefit from it. Now, if there's been some people that did benefit, please chime in the chat. I'm always open to have a conversation, but to just have a blanket statement to say that this Affordable Care Act was affordable, girl, stop, Madam President, stop. I'm sorry. All right, listen, let's let it play.
Which benefited so many people, including and in particular Black people in America who otherwise
I'm Black. It didn't benefit me. I'm Black. I'll stop.
were denied by the insurance company's health coverage because of pre-existing conditions.
Yes, that's most important.
Smoking weed. Black and Mouse. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let the people know.
Right?
Pre-existing conditions. ham hocks. Taking in 3,000 calories a day. Eating chips. All right, I'm done.
With an Affordable Care Act, if you have a pre-existing condition, insurance companies can no longer deny you coverage.
That's exactly right. And if you think about what that means,
now they don't deny your coverage. They just charge you a higher premium. Just read the room. Read the room. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna let it play.
Of also knowing the big health disparities we have in the Black community, and how more likely, therefore, Black folks might be to have pre-existing conditions,
blood pressure, diabetes,
all of that.
I thought this was a conversation about the economy, though. I thought this was a conversation about the economy. She hadn't talked about the economy just yet. I'm waiting.
All of that.
Yes.
Asthma for our children.
Yes. Sickle cell trait.
It's all of that. So by getting rid of the pre-existing condition ban, what that did, but he wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
What we have done, and part of my policies going forward include what we need to do to not only retain the cap that we got on insulin at $35 a month for seniors. By the way, Black folks are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes.
Right.
He wants to get rid of it with that Project 2025. Everybody needs to check that out. What he would do to get rid of Social Security, or at least raise the age to 70, so you'd have to work to 70 to be able to qualify. Right. Get rid of Medicare, get rid of the affordable.
Y'all tell me this. I'm for real. I'm being honest. Y'all tell me this. Is she speaking to your current issue? And I almost wanted to specifically talk to Black people. Is what she's saying right now speaking to your what you got going on at your household? Is what she's saying speaking to your issues right now? Your personal issues. Y'all let me know.
Care Act, and that's just on health policy, not to mention bringing back not only tax cuts for the richest people, but what he would do that is about eliminating or reducing the ability of corporations to be required to pay overtime pay.
So you could work and the corporation wouldn't have to pay you for
overtime.
You work for free.
That's right. And overtime means you.
That's a lie.
Actually working a longer day, which means you are more tired.
Right.
Which means it requires more exertion.
All right, so I will let it rock for a little bit longer, but I'm gonna let y'all know this because I see a lot of stuff that's being said. That whole idea for the overtime pay is not that. So the idea is this, and I'm gonna go to my 9 to 5 job, right? If I work from 9 to 5, right, and then we take something called on call. You take an on-call shift. That means you're going to be on call 24 hours a day for a week at a time, right? You might do 1 week out of the month. You might do every other month, but you're going to be on call for 24 hours a day during that time. In the public sector, federal tax was killing. Them folk were probably taking at least, let's say an overtime check might be $4,000. Let's put a number out there. Say overtime check might be $4,000 for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks of work, $4,000, right? And let's say federal tax comes in and they say, all right, we gotta get our federal tax. They're gonna hit you for about $800, $1,200 federal tax. Trump's talking about not taxing that. For me, if he says I'm not gonna tax overtime, what's up, Reggie? I saw you just come in the chat. But if Trump's talking about not taxing overtime, how many people will be more incentivized to work longer hours? Think about it like that. And look, you got to go all the way around too. The Amazon workers, all of the people that got to stay on the extra shift to make sure your packages get delivered, they might work a little bit longer. All of the mail carriers, they might work a little bit longer. All of the people that's at the airport, that's doing the service industry. I think that's Trump's way of bracing the hit of technology, because we all see that the automation is coming. The automation is, if some aspects is already here. Some of the automation is already here. So, all right, I'm gonna let it play just a little bit longer. Then we're gonna go to Joe Rogan with Trump. All right. But y'all tell me this. So far, what y'all have heard. Have you heard a full breakdown of what her policy is as it relates to boosting the economy of the U.S., put it in the chat. Wherever you're looking at me from, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, put it in the chat. Have you heard anything on the policy on how she's going to increase the money that we bring in that's going to help us out? Because there's another thing. If Trump is talking about cutting the taxes for the higher ups, I look at it as a trickling down effect. I know a lot of people say, well, they're just going to keep the extra money and then put it in their own pocket. Well, if you write in the policy and have a mandate, we're giving you the tax cut for this, to service this, to pay for this. If that happens, what's the issue? What's the issue? Y'all, all right, I'm going to play.
Have overtime pay, so you don't take advantage of workers. In addition to all of that, we're looking at Donald Trump, basically somebody who has never.
Yo, Shannon Shaw looked mad uncomfortable. He looked mad uncomfortable. He like, so I can't ask that question. I can't ask about that. I can't ask about that. I can't ask about
Been understanding of the issues that affect the community about disparities. And I'm going to talk, for example, about how when he was a landlord, he denied rent to Black families. Mm-hmm. You look at what he did in terms of taking out a full-page ad in the New York Times.
All right. I got enough of that. Let me see. She had one more thing. He asked her about Social Security. I'm gonna go to that little section because I think that was a decent response. But something else I noticed. I got an old video of Vice President Harris speaking. I'm gonna play that for y'all. I think if that version of her were running, it would be hands down for a lot of Black dudes. That version of her, y'all gotta hear it though. Like she was doing her thing. Because I think what's happening is some of her, the way she responds to questions, it feels rehearsed. Even if it's not, I think a lot of the way she responds to certain things, it feels like it's rehearsed. And if anything, for a dude, from a dude's perspective, if anything feels like it's rehearsed, we kind of stop listening. Honestly, we don't feel like it's genuine. We feel like you rehearsed this bar. Like everybody said they freestyle it. Bro, turn the beat on, I'm freestyle. All right, cool. Let me write something right quick. I'm going to write down my freestyle. It's not a freestyle if you wrote it down. If you wrote it down, it's not free. It's pre-written. It's pre-recorded. You recorded it on the paper. It's not a freestyle. It's a written style. All right, let me go ahead.
What measures would you put in place to make sure Social Security benefits continue? Because there are reports that it could possibly be depleted by 2033. And there are estimated that 11,000 people turn it.
See, look how she's looking though. Look at this. Look at this. She looks like she is preparing to respond like with the rehearsed answer. I'm sorry.
He's 65 years of age every single day. Yeah. So what are you going to do to make sure, because that, people, disability, retirement, survivors with beneficiary, what are you going to do to make sure that continues?
All right, so look, before she responds to that, I'm going to let y'all know, when it comes to Social Security, that joint about to be up. It's going to be up. The only thing, especially, and I said this last week, I'm going to repeat myself, but as far as us people that's in our between 35 to 40s, that age group, when it comes to Social Security, it's a wrap. The only thing that you're going to have to survive off of is your 401k and the money that you invest into whatever, whether it's a growth stock mutual fund, whether you got some real estate over here, whether you got some music like me with royalties and all this stuff. That's where you're gonna live off of that. Social Security is gonna be a wrap, no matter who's in office. Unfortunately, Social Security is gonna be a wrap. I don't care who in office. It's gonna be finito. Period. Listen.
There was an independent economic review of Donald Trump's plan, which shows that Social Security in the next 6 years would be insolvent under his plan, meaning that it would not be able to pay out what hardworking people who deserve dignity in their retirement deserve. And as you and I both know, there are a lot of our seniors who their only source of income is that Social Security check. Right? It's the only way they're going to pay the rent or have food on the table. So my plan is about doing what we need to do to put the resources back into Social Security, but also expanding it. Because here's part of the problem with Social Security is that for our aging seniors, if they are a couple, for example, and one of the spouses passes, that cuts their Social Security benefits almost in half. So part of my plan is to reconfigure it so that that surviving spouse does not then have a crisis where they've already lost their loved one. But we also just have to understand on a macro level, we've got to require that billionaires and corporations pay their fair share, right? They can afford to.
All right, she back to the script. Shouts out to her. So that's the Kamala interview so far, right? And y'all all could go watch it. This platform is way bigger than mine. It's beautiful. Shouts out to Club Shay Shay. Now, this is one thing I want to say, too, before I pull up Trump's interview on Joe Rogan. I really would prefer that a lot of candidates start to go over and do interviews with the people that's not already sold. Right? I think that's one of the issues that she's facing right now. I don't think that Trump is necessarily facing it because everybody know him for just being off the Richter. He doesn't know him for just saying anything that comes to mind. So I think that's part of where she's messing up with the male fan base or with the male voter. I think she should have done the barbershop. She should have acted like y'all saw Obama go to the barbershop just now, right? I think she should have done something like that and actually sat down with people, especially men. Sat down with the men, talk about their issues, ask them about their issues. Not necessarily to have a response or to have the...
Three of them don't work. The whole thing is so much.
Not to have a response, but just to listen and say, okay, I'm here with you. I understand what you're saying. And I will plan on doing this. Or let me table this idea. I love that. I might need to lean on y'all to let me know what's going on because I am here. I'm up here, and it's sometimes I don't get to see what's going on the ground level. So therefore, being I don't see what's going on the ground level, I might need more of y'all to come up to the Oval Office and we all have a conversation about how we can actually benefit your people. Now, there's another thing. How smooth, and I don't know, whoever's doing her marketing, why haven't y'all thought about this? I think something that would have been dope is if she would have said, okay, look, I'm in office right now. It's a flex. She could have used the flex to her advantage. This is the flex. This is the ultimate flex that she could have used, and she didn't. And I don't know who's doing the PR or any of that stuff, but she could have easily shut all of this stuff down, all of the back and forth with the dudes, and because now, unfortunately, a lot of fellas we already got our mind made up. Whoever, whether it's Trump or whether it's Kamala, a lot of dudes already got their mind made up. She could have deaded the whole conversation by saying, go to a barbershop, preferably in an urban area like Detroit or New York or Atlanta. I'm down here in Atlanta. She could have went to one of the barbershops and say, look, y'all tell me, or each one. Ooh, that'd have been hard. That'd have been dope. She could have went to each barbershop in all of the urban areas and say, look, I need one of y'all from each area to come over and we need to have a meeting in the Oval Office so I can discuss what type of things I need to add to my policy for when I'm in office. Come up to the Oval. Come to Washington. Let's have some lunch. Let's check. Do you know how big of a difference that would have made? That would have produced eons of differences for her. There would be no back and forth between why black men ain't supporting Kamala. There would be no, because then if she went to the urban barbershops and all of the dudes saw her come in there, that showed effort. That would have shown effort. They ask them to come up to Washington and have a conversation about the things that need to be fixed in their own separate community. That would have shown vulnerability. Then, if she just decided to add some of those into her talking points while she does some of these interviews, so it'd have been done. But guess what? The Don said, "Hey man, tariffs." All right, so y'all just saw Kamala Harris interview. If y'all watching this on YouTube, let me know y'all rocking with me. Please like this joint for the algorithm. We got to get this joint up. I want to get this joint up. All right, here we go. Here's Trump on the Joe Rogan podcast. And also, before I talk about this, something I want to say. And this is stuff I like for people just to put your thinking cap on. The one without the aluminum foil. Put your thinking cap on. All right. Shouldn't have said that. I like aluminum foil caps every now and then. It's okay. Wear your aluminum foil cap. It's fine. But put your thinking cap on. Why are all of the networks and all of the big platforms trying to kill the idea of him having a voice? Some people would say, well, he's hating, he's spreading hate. Maybe because I'm a jokester, a lot of the stuff that Trump say don't be hitting like y'all be thinking it hit. It don't be hitting to me like that. It's same thing with this. And this is where I feel like our new generation has either gotten too soft, or they're just passive, or the dudes don't want to be real dudes. They don't, and when I say real dudes, I'm not talking about sexual and none of that stuff. I'm saying dudes be dudes to the point where they want to protect the woman. Protect. Not from talking points. I'm not talking about talking points right now. I'm talking about a dude see a woman right here and she just got beat down by somebody. I don't know who did it. Whoever did it, they're far gone. She's sitting right there. She crying. She bleeding, whatever. A real dude, a man is going to be like, oh, yo, nah, what's wrong? Come over here. It was good. Call on the phone, call 911. You need help. I'm going to get the regular instinctive things that men do. Instinct. That's missing. And I feel like a lot of it's missing is because all of this. No, I'm going to get canceled if I say that. I ain't going to say that. But it's a lot of soft energy out here in these streets. It's a lot of soft energy out here in these streets. And this is something else. Last thing before I bring Trump up. Last thing. I think a lot of people have bought into identity politics to the point where it's a default. To the point where it's just a default. Like, I don't like this because I feel like this. No, don't tell me how you feel. Tell me how you are. Don't tell me how you feel. Tell me how you are. And I think that's what's missing. Everybody's like, I feel like this. I feel like, no. It's done. That's a wrap. All right, let me bring Trump up to the stage before we get out of here. Let me bring him up. All right, and this is the thing. I want y'all to hear the questioning. And this is another thing. I got a lot of things. This is a thing, and another thing. The level of questioning was just different. I want all of my urban platforms, aka Black. Look at how some of our counterparts do their podcasts. Look at how they ask certain questions. Look at how they, even if it's a white podcast and they're pandering, they pander different. They just do it a little bit different. I want us to take some of that sauce and start implementing it in our platforms, because I think by us not doing that, it takes off of the level of seriousness where people don't take our platforms as serious. They just think we talking. They just think we all, because if you start talking about what's the regular Black subjects that normally come up? Poverty, weed, hoes, that beat knocking, who got the best whip, oh, they spent that much money, the clothes, like those are that's basic stuff, right? Let's start venturing over into some deep territories. Let's start venturing into the deep waters. I never heard Shannon Sharp ask her about what she think that the legislation, what was the issue with the current legislation, and what would she change if she were to get the vote? What is her current issue with legislation right now, present day? Because that presidency about up. Her and Joe Biden's about up. What was the issue and what she would change or fix? That question never got asked. That's a question that if she responded a certain way, the dudes would have been like, oh, okay, she a real one. Okay. I think, because this is the thing. This is something that I don't think that her publicist or whoever's running stuff for her is telling her. But for in a man's world, we have to do and act and participate in real hard activities on a consistent basis that automatically weeds us out of the emotional category. It automatically weeds us out of the emotional category. Case in point, when I was a maintenance worker, there was something called main breaks. Main breaks is when a water line busts in the ground. And then all of the crews or whatever, because a normal water system has a few crews to tend to different areas. So the crew will go out and everybody have to go start digging up the ground with the backhoe. They have to get some dirt. They have to get 57 rock to put on the road. They got to get the road plates. And then you got to have the workers to actually jump in the hole and patch the hole up. You got the drills and all this stuff running at the same time. It smells like motor oil, all that stuff. Guess what happens in that time? Nobody's asking no man about what they feel. If you say, oh, I don't really feel like, don't nobody care about what you feel. Go do the job. From a man's perspective, we don't care what you feel. What do you have to do? So I think if she would have had more questions like that over time that were presented to her and she responded, I think more dudes, as far as the ones that's leaning towards the right, more dudes would have the bandwidth to say, okay, I didn't like how she said that, but I respect her for saying this. Let me vote for her. That would have weeded out half of any of the hesitation. That would have weeded it out. But anyway, now listen to Trump. I think this is the flip side. The flip side, before I play Trump's joint, the flip side is this. They have tried to shadow ban this whole interview. This interview currently has 41,669,668 views current day. This interview has 40 million. So that lets me know one thing. There's a lot more people that watch this interview, even though they have suppressed the interview. And when I say suppress it, like it's real suppression. If you try to go on YouTube and you type in Joe Rogan and Trump interview, that joint ain't going to show up. You got to scroll for probably 3 pages before the actual interview shows up. That lets me know they're suppressing it. Anytime I've had anybody to suppress anything from me, there was a certain amount of truth that was intertwined in there. There was a certain amount of truth that was in there. And it was like, okay, why y'all hiding this from me? I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna play it. Let's see what we got.
I could sit here and tell you about things that.
And this is Trump's, and I'm not gonna play the whole interview. It's 3 hours, but this is Trump talking about the economy and what he plans on doing, and y'all get it, y'all hear it. Listen.
There's so much waste, abuse, and fraud.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I think everybody's aware of that.
Let's get back to tariffs.
When you talked about one of the criticisms of your administration was with tax cuts and with tariffs, you increased the deficit.
So remember, she just responded to this question. Kamala just responded to this question, and her response was because everybody, so much. What she say? So much of the money was given out during the pandemic, and free money and the stimulus checks and all that stuff. That was her response. And so something has to be done about Social Security. All of that was her response. Listen to what he says.
So what was the strategy behind that? And did you think it was going to increase the deficit by a substantial amount?
Okay, we were ready to rock. It was all, I had a bad system. We had a horrible tax policy. I made it great with a much lower tax rate. So I took it from almost 40% down to 21%. Now I'm bringing from 21 down to 15, but only if you make your product in the United States, which is great. People call me, they said, what a great idea. Nobody ever heard of that before. I don't care if they make the product in Japan. Why should I give up? So it's at 21. That at 21, in the first year, we took in much more revenue than we did at almost 40. Think of that. It inspired. Now we had other things too. We were able to get people to bring back their money. You couldn't bring back your money if you had money in Europe, like Apple. Apple had many billions of dollars outside. They couldn't bring it. There was no way to.
Do you hear how the conversation is? Do you hear how the conversation is right now? I'm just saying.
Back in.
I'm just saying.
The bureaucracy, the documents, the whole thing. And also the tax was too high. They wanted like half of it or something. Nobody's going to do that. So they leave their money in Japan and they spend their money there. That was part of what I did. The money came pouring back in. Apple took in hundreds of billions of dollars. They brought it back from overseas. They brought it in.
So how does the deficit increase because of that?
So what happened is this. We were ready to rock and roll, and then we had the COVID thing. And we had
I feel like he's about to lie just now, though. I feel like he's about to lie. You were about to lie. I felt it. Trump does have like one little thing he'll say before he about to bend it. Bend it, Trump. Bend it. All right.
And if we didn't give some businesses a hand, you would have had a depression like in 1929. But we were ready to start. We would have very shortly been paying off debt. We have $35 trillion in debt. And I'll never forget it. It was talking about from, the standpoint of being in office. I'm in the Oval Office and I have John McLaughlin and Fabrizio, the two very good pollsters, probably, I don't know, I would say the two best, who knows, but very good pollsters. And we're starting to think about running for a second term. And we had the greatest economy in history. Never has there been an economy like.
And you attribute that to lowering taxes,
a lot
and
of
tariffs.
Two things. And also I cut regulations more than anybody else. And if I asked many of the businessmen, from the big companies, the guys running the big companies, I'd say, so if you had your choice, you've had it now for a long time. What's more important to you?
Hold up. Y'all just noticed, I just noticed something that he said I want to bring out. Remember what I was saying? I think Kamala should just go to a barbershop and talk to a lot of dudes and then ask them what their issues are. That's what Trump been doing for all these years, yo. And I think that's, honestly, I feel like that's just a good business trait. Honestly, it's just a good business trait. Even, so this is the catch 22 right here. This is the catch. Even if everything that he does is to make sure that he does it right and it gets done so that we give him the credit. I'm almost not mad at that. Because, all right, yeah, you did your thing, big dog. Because what male does not want the credit for doing something right? We all want to get the credit for it. So,
tax cuts, you paid less tax, or the regulation cuts. Every one of them said the regulation cuts meant more. Who would think that, right? Because you don't equate it to dollars, but it actually is more dollars. We had it going, and then we just had to focus on something else. But they were sitting here, these two pollsters were sitting there, and they said, sir, if George Washington came back and Abraham Lincoln was his VP, as opposed to Waltz, how bad is he, by the way? But if Abraham Lincoln was his VP, they couldn't beat you. You have and I'll never forget it.
He cocky. He mad cocky.
They said, something's happening in China, sir. Could we meet? I said, what's happening? People are dying. And it was all around the Wuhan lab, by the way. There are pictures with little lines, their body bags, all around the Wuhan lab. And I always said that from the beginning, Joe. Was, they tried to say, first they said it was France and, they blamed everybody.
Right.
But then they say it was bats from a cave 2,000 miles away. So with this, now part of my question is, how much of this did he know before everything started to hit over here? So that is a good question, but I don't know if he's going to answer it. Hit with that. And despite that, we had the best economy. And when I gave it over, the stock market was higher than it was pre-COVID. I mean, nobody could even believe it. But we saved it, and we were helping businesses. They were dying. They were.
So
dying.
it's your belief that if you had a second term, given the policies in place, the way the economy was.
Notice the questions. The questions make a big difference, yo. I'm sorry. The questions. It's the questions.
That you would have been able to pay off a lot of the debt. And
if
that was
we
the
didn't
strategy.
have COVID, we would have been paying off debt, and we would have had. And don't forget, by growth, the word growth is actually more important in a way, because you could have the same debt, but if you doubled your growth, all of a sudden you're under levered. But still, we should pay off debt. If you view this $35 trillion right now, it's a lot. But if you look at the asset value, if you look at it purely as an asset value, we
listen. And this is the thing, because I'm way past my hour. But this is my thing. I feel like at this point, everybody should understand what's at stake. I think everybody should understand both candidates' points of view, what they're running on, their policy. If you still don't know what the policy is, and we're 5 days away, I want y'all to go read everything. And Project 25 is not a policy. I'm sorry. I do believe that it exists, but I have more questions. I'm not going to just put this is the same thing. Watch this. This is how I look at it. If there was something like a Project 25 that was presented from a Democratic Party, and then they started to put that on Kamala, and she said, "Well, I ain't really co-signing off of that. Like, no, they made that, but I ain't no." Will we still put the same amount of weight on her having that policy, that new Project 25 policy? Because I don't believe anything out of any political party. I don't believe anything that either candidate is necessarily saying. I'm looking at the work. I'm looking at what they all did. I'm looking at how they all participated in certain spaces. I'm looking at their race relations. Because right now Trump's race relations is a little bit trash. So I ain't gonna front. He need to step that up. But y'all hear it. Check them out.
Oil underground, we have water, we have mountains, the assets are so enormous. But regardless of that, we've got 35 trillion in debt. We should pay it off. And we would have started paying off debt, and probably even given further tax reductions. I want to get it down to 15%. We're going to do more business. But when you get hit with a COVID, everything stops, and you have to keep these businesses alive. The businesses were dying. They were just dying. This country was going to die.
Are there influences outside of environmental that keep people from wanting to drill for oil and frack and do those sort of things outside of the...
See the questions. Two different types of interviews. He's asking mad hard questions.
Environmental concerns, which are legitimate, of course.
No,
but are there other influences that maybe over accentuate or over exaggerate these environmental effects? Are people being influenced in a way where they're trying to keep us from producing American oil? Yeah.
So the environmental is the biggest tool for stopping growth, the biggest tool. The other is regulation. And if you speak to Elon, he said the regulation now to send a rocket up to anywhere, even if you do everything, it's becoming impossible. But they use environment.
All right, so I think we all get it. It's a pretty good situation. Now to start rapping, I think this is what I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see Trump go on Club Shay Shay. And I would love to see Kamala go on Joe Rogan. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. Just because, again, anytime you get a candidate that goes over to the media outlets that already goes in their direction and already planning on voting for them, you're not really winning new votes. You're not winning new votes by going over there to do the same platforms that your followers and your supporters are already at. You got to go over to another platform where the people don't really rock with you just yet and win over the vote. Case in point, even with them on the campaign trail now, I saw that both of them hit Texas, right? Both of them hit Texas, but I think Trump did Austin, and then Kamala did Houston. It's the same thing with them coming to Georgia. I think Trump did like Valdosta or something like that, and then Kamala did Atlanta. I what was the issue with them just swapping? Go over to the people that don't really rock with you just yet, share your policy, and win that vote. I want to see that, but nobody gave us that, and that's fine. It's fine. All right, I got a little bit more housekeeping to do, a little bit more housekeeping to do. Uh, there are going to be some changes on the Mad Lucrative Network. Everybody that's enjoying the Lucrative Love, what's up? Everybody that's enjoying sessions, what's up? And everybody that was enjoying music reviews, what's up to y'all? So again, I gave y'all the spiel on music reviews, but I'll tell y'all again since we're about to wrap up. Music reviews are not, it's no longer. It's no longer. It's a wrap. But I am going to be interviewing independent artists on Mondays, and we'll be camming up and all that stuff. If you're an artist and you do want to get on the platform, we have to book it. There are going to be interview questions. We're going to go through your music. We're going to go through your catalog, some of your life story. And I'm just aiming to provide a service, one, and I'm aiming to build relationships with dope artists. A producer is only as dope as the people that they work with. So that's part of my reasoning for doing that. I stopped doing music reviews because I saw that it was not as effective as I wanted it to be. So effective from a financial standpoint and from a connectivity standpoint. It wasn't working. So I said, all right, it's time to pivot. So I'm not really necessarily killing music reviews. I'm just doing it in a different way that's more effective, that's going to benefit more people. Lastly, if you are a producer, you're a singer, songwriter, and you are wanting to get some type of coaching weekly, say, that's me, that's me. I have something called the Lucrative Community. The Lucrative Community is a group of people that I coach every Sunday night. Every Sunday night we get it in. We talk about business strategy. We talk about what's coming up with technology and AI. We're talking about how to start doing things better. This Sunday we're going over how to sign up for Digital Sound Exchange, BMI, ASCAP for publishing and songwriting. And we're going through deal structure, and we're going through some of the sync structure with my partner Goliath. Shouts out to Goliath. So if you do want to sign up for that, you're watching this on YouTube, go to the link in the bio. Everything's right there. The Lucrative Community is $20 a month, but you can try it out for free for 1 week. So I'm giving you 1 week for free. Go ahead and sign up. See you on Sunday's meetup. And guess what? You're gonna be like, yeah, I can't go nowhere. I got to be here. So I look forward to seeing y'all there. Also, what else we got? The Lucrative, this actual podcast is going to be a night show. This is going to be on Thursday night. So I'm letting y'all know off the rip. Y'all look for me next Thursday morning. I won't be here. All of my people on Patreon, if you look for me next Thursday morning, I won't be here. All right? So, but the episode will still drop on Saturdays for everybody on Patreon. So y'all don't have to worry about that. But just the live show when I'm actually recording. This will be recorded on Thursday nights moving forward. And I think that might be it. Let me look. No, that's not it. All of my producers, I am looking at doing some more master classes in 2025. I'm probably going to do one a month. And the 3-day master class where I'm doing 6 hours, so it's pretty much 2 hours a day, is going to actually be like one long 6-hour day. One long 6-hour day. So if you are interested in signing up for my masterclass, make sure you send me an email to the Mad Lucrative Exec at gmail.com, or you can send an email to magneto7booking@gmail.com. MAGNETO7booking@gmail.com. All right, and that goes for everybody. If you want to do some music with me and you want me to produce something for you, you need something mixed and mastered, you need a strategy call, whatever you need, holler at me. I'm here for you. All right, till next week, I'm out. Peace.